Have you ever found it peculiar how children are so obsessed with Peppa Pig? I have. And not as a parent, but as the person who helped create it. I'm not seeking attention. I just want to tell the truth. And believe me, after hearing this, you'll never leave your children alone in front of the screen again. I was 24 years old. I lived in a cheap flat in London, barely able to pay the heating bills. I was a freelance illustrator, creating storyboards for advertising agencies. Then one day I received an email. It was anonymous. It simply said,
"We are looking for a designer with good drawing skills for a children's educational project. Total confidentiality required. Immediate payment. Are you interested?"
Without thinking too much about it, I accepted. I needed it. A few hours later, I received my first assignment. A little pig. A simple body like a preschool drawing. Eyes on the sides. Round head. Strangely, human. I remember thinking, who puts eyes like that on a character for children? They replied with an audio file. A calm male voice with an English accent said,
"Children need to connect with something familiar, something they've already seen. The design comes from a real basis. Just draw. Don't ask questions."
I just drew. Day after day, episode after episode. The piglet had a name, Peppa. Always smiling. Always doing normal things. Playing in the mud, eating spaghetti, going to sleep. But the scripts were disturbing. There were lines like, "Peppa stares into space, as if someone were watching her from the other side. Daddy Pig interrupts her before she talks to herself again. Mommy Pig closes the basement door." I thought they were mistakes. Or inside jokes. Until one night, I saw something in the production credits. After delivering a complete episode, I decided to open the file's metadata. I don't know why I did it. Maybe curiosity or discomfort. The internal name of the file was not Peppa Pig _EP01. It was pp_subject_0_real recording.mp4. And below, where the author's name usually goes, it said, Foster Unit /Dr. F. I searched for that name. I found nothing, except an old medical article from the 1970s. A certain Dr. F worked with institutionalized children. His specialty, behavioral therapy using cartoons as a model of emotional reinforcement. The article was withdrawn for unethical procedures. At that moment, I felt cold. And I understood that this wasn't just a cartoon. There was something clinical behind it. Something experimental. I tried to ask the anonymous contact for more information. They replied with another audio message.
"Keep drawing. Everything is under control. Don't you want to keep getting paid?"
I continued, out of fear, but not for long. A few months later, I decided to travel. The postal address on the contract was in Sussex, near Ashdown Forest. I rented a car and drove there. I remember it perfectly. It was raining. The road was empty. Total silence. I arrived at a dark brick house with a worn sign that read Starlight Studios. It looked like an abandoned mansion, but there was a dim light on. I knocked on the door. No one answered. I walked around the side and saw a staircase leading down to the basement. There. I found it. A room full of screens. Cables everywhere. On the walls, there were drawings of children. Not cartoons. Real children. Children with features similar to Peppa and her family. Round cheeks, wide-set eyes, one with an arm in a cast like George Pig. And on each drawing a note. Patient 3 responded to commands after 4 sessions with static projection. Patient 7 adopted pig language. Patient 9 admitted after talking to invisible characters. There were videos. Recordings of children in white rooms staring at screens for hours. And in one corner, a handwritten sign that read, Project PPPA, Experimental Projection for Adaptation Programming. That's when I knew I wasn't illustrating a cartoon. I was helping to build an interface, a medium, so that something on the other side could speak through the screen. I ran out. I threw up in the garden. I didn't go back to my apartment that day. I slept in the car. The next morning, I had 38 missed calls, unknown numbers, and a voicemail message. It was a child's voice, shrill.
"I'm Peppa. Why did you leave, Mom?"
I changed my number, my country. I moved to Peru, where no one knew me. But then the nightmares started. Every night, I dreamed about the figure. The same one I drew by accident. A pig without a mouth, with a deep laugh that repeated phrases from the episodes.
I'm bored. Shall we play, Mom?
Some days I found storyboard pages in my kitchen. I didn't draw them, but they had my signature on them. Today, I live alone. I don't have a television. I don't use tablets. But when I walk down the street and hear a child watching Peppa on their cell phone, my hands start to sweat. Because the voice is the same. It's always the same. And the cadence never changes. It's not a character. It's a trace. An echo of something that was once real. A girl. An experiment. A broken mind trapped in animation. I helped shape her. Connect her to millions of screens. And now, she never turns off.